Okay, so hi, Dr. Krause. I'm Jake Henson, senior ME student, and this is my final project. Short note, you're gonna have to bear with me because I don't have. I just moved into an apartment. I don't have a video camera, so I'm doing this off my laptop. So that should be interesting. But so here's my project. It's a automatic dog feeder, and it's supposed to basically give you an option over Wi-Fi, and you can use it to feed a cat, which is a small serving, a small dog, which is the next larger serving, and a large dog, which is the largest serving. So without further ado, so on the inside here, I've got a shaft that has, I call them fins. I don't really know what the right word is, but basically, you're supposed to call on the function, and I've got a motor on the bottom here that's supposed to spin it one, I call it a pizza slice, which would be one serving. So there's that. So underneath, it's kind of hard to see, but that's the DC motor. I also have some braces underneath it there. You can't really see it, but on the front there is a tag letting you know that for the small serving, it's going to make an LED, which is right here. It's going to make it blink one time. That's the cat serving. For the small dog serving, it's going to blink twice to let you know it's a small dog. And for the large dog serving, it'll blink 3 times. So there's the LED right there. And I'll kind of give you a go around of it. So it's just a 5-gallon bucket. The wiring right here is not my best work. I tried to conceal it, but kind of ran into issues with some of the glue. So as you can see, here's all my my components on the back. So right here's the battery pack. This is going into the level shifter. The motor controller, which is let's see, running down through here to control the bottom of the motor. Then you got your inputs coming from the Pi and your PWM over here. This is obviously the Pi. I have my GPIO pins being output over here to the LED. Another side note too, the glue job on this is horrendous. I bought some Gorilla Glue and I didn't know it foamed like that, so that part looks awful, but not much I can do about it now. And then so down here is the battery pack as well. And then underneath the bucket right here, I have some metal support braces, and then the bungee cord's holding it up. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can kind of see it. It's just some support brackets to hold it. Say if you were to fill a whole thing full of dog food. And then I have a top right here that's just supposed to hold it. Hold the shaft kind of in place so it doesn't spin around unwillingly. It works pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with it. Since it's a prototype, there's obviously a couple things that I didn't foresee when I was creating it, so I could always go back in the future and just kind of tie up some loose ends. But other than that, it kind of worked out the way I wanted it to. And actually right here is kind of my my first design. That's obviously square, and it was running on a horizontal axis. So as you can see, there's a couple changes that went on. So I kind of picked up a couple things that I needed to change, and this ended up working out better. So but for how it's supposed to work, basically, like I said earlier, you call the cat function. It spins the motor 1/8 of a turn, and it spits out that much dog or cat food. Small dog does 2 spins, 2 slices. Large dog does 3 slices. At the bottom of the bucket here, I have a cutout to where all the food falls out, and then obviously the dog bowl to catch it. So today I'm going to be using beads, just blue beads instead of actual dog food, because that's messy and I don't have an actual dog up in this apartment, so I have no need to buy dog food. So I'm just going to fill it up here and just test it and show you that it works. So the idea for this project the main 3 things I wanted to accomplish was, I really like the cherry pie. Ever since I saw you do that, that really intrigued me. So I really wanted to combine that into a part of it, and I could see this being a useful product. Say if you're at work, I guess it wouldn't work for this project, but figure out a way to send a signal, and then that way you can maybe feed a dog while you're not actually at home. Say that your dog's in a confined area or whatever. But also, I guess if you're inside and you're really, really lazy, you could probably do that to feed your dog, I guess. But the other things I wanted to accomplish were, originally I just had it going on a motor, and I figured that didn't use enough of what I've learned. So I also incorporated the LED to kind of blink and reconfirm that you know which function you just called. So basically I wanted to do motor control, blink the LED, and incorporate all this using Cherrpy so you could do it off your phone. And I kind of did a cruddy job of dumping these in here. So you're going to have to bear with me. A couple pieces are going to fall out in the meantime. So place that in there. Place the lid. Okay, so everything's on. So I'm going to try to get it a little bit closer. Okay, so I'm going to my VNC. I'm going to run the code. Okay, so it's up and running. Oh, shoot. Okay, so it's up and running. Also, another thing too is I wanted to make this available off your phone, so I made the buttons actually phone size, kind of like you did on your project. I had to do a little tweaking to get it to fit on my phone, especially since the words were a lot longer. That wasn't really too big of a deal. So without further ado, go to my IP address, 8080. Okay, so that's what I did. I went to my IP address, which is 10.0.0.6:8080, and then you have three options. You have the cat serving, the small dog serving, and the large dog serving. So if I hit the cat serving, I didn't really fill up the first one, so it shouldn't spit out. It might spit out a little bit, but it's not really supposed to. So hit that. You see the LED blink behind me, and you can hear the motor spinning. So I just used that one to kind of get it set up. I only filled up 3 pieces of the pie, if you will. So I was gonna run the small dog serving and the large dog serving to just kind of clear it the rest of the way out, just to show that it works. In reality, I would actually fill this up all the way with dog food, so you don't have to keep refilling it. That's what would be convenient about it. But here's the small dog. Ooh, didn't work. So 2 blinks, and you hear the motor start spinning. Okay, so I spit out the food, and I had a couple little dropped spots, but it's not too big of a deal. So lastly, show the large dog serving that's working. You get 3 blinks, and it starts spinning. So yeah, it was just picking up the stragglers there at the end. But that's all I have for that. So like I said, I mean, by the way, it caught 98% of the beads, so I'm pretty pleased with that. But if I were to do this again in the future, I would definitely change up a couple things. I'm pretty pleased with the way it went. In the future, I'd clean up the wires, make everything look a little bit neater, and make it a little bit more heavy duty, you know, even possibly even bigger, so you could hold more food, maybe a week's worth or whatever. But I think it turned out pretty good, and I'm pretty pleased. And I really liked what I learned in the class, and I think it's very useful, especially the Python part. I learned a lot, and especially compared to C++ and MATLAB, I liked it a lot better. Python's a lot more user-friendly. But other than that, I think that's all I have for you. That's my dog feeding project. Thanks.